Alex used to say all the time, history has a tendency to be written by the winners. And our story had always been written by people other than us. This was the first time that the history was being told through the eyes of an African who landed on these shores. And that made a huge difference, just in terms of the point of view. This story wasn't being told from the point of view of the white slave-owning plantation holder. It was being told from our point of view, and it made a huge difference. Everybody came to work just ready to throw down every single day.
I was getting made up, and I'd been made up, and they had there was a wardrobe test. So they gave me the shirt and this costume for the character, and I went off to set while they shot another scene. And it was then that whatever it was that happened, where I felt like I had become totally taken by the spirit of my ancestors. I knew what it was intuitively, that it was all my ancestors who had never been spoken of or never been written about properly in the history books, and those millions that had died on the ships on the way over here as slaves. They were speaking to me in so many voices. It was not my imagination, that I was just overwhelmed, and I began to I became agitated. I was speaking in tongues, they tell me. I was yelling and screaming and flip-flopping on the ground. My friend who was with me at the time, Randy, a childhood friend from New Jersey, he didn't know if I was having an epileptic seizure or what. I never had a history of anything like that. All I know is that the director who was shooting the scene down the hill, he became very agitated. He said, "What the hell is going on up there? What's all that noise?" And there was no explanation for it other than the one that I've given you, the fact that these were my ancestors speaking to me, saying, "Now you will be our voice, you will speak. And if they want to know what the African spirit is about, you stay resolute, you stay strong, show them you will not break, as we did not break. You will not break, Kunta Kinte." And that's what I carried throughout the rest of the project.
It was an eye-opener for everybody, because it gave us a sense of pride, because the way we have been depicted had been we were just slaves on a plantation, you know. Nobody knew where we came from. How did we get there? And Alex wrote this story of people were kings and queens and had a beautiful life and were strong people, and taken away to another country where they were denied even speaking their own language and denied keeping their names, and treated like animals. And so that was a story that we as African Americans had never seen that part. And so it was a lesson for everybody.
In every history unit I ever had in school, slavery was always referred to as an economic institution. It was an economic engine upon which this country was built. The human cost was never a part of that module in school. We got schooled through Roots about the human side of that equation, the human element, and what that cost was to thousands of souls, and what the cost was. There was a cost benefit, but there was a cost deficit as well. And we'd never contemplated that cost deficit before.